Hey, Assalamu alaikum. This is Ahmed Faris from the Productive Muslim Company, and I want to share today how to use our Barakah Culture Cards. These are a training tool that you can use with your family and teams to help cultivate Barakah culture. Each deck of card contains 17 mindsets, 17 values, and 17 rituals. And each of these cards will kind of give you a different way to think about Barakah culture and how to bring it in your own family, in your own team, inshallah. So in this video, I'll show you different ways you can play with these cards with your team or your family so you can bring it home and so you can cultivate Barakah culture for yourself and your team, inshallah. So I'll switch over the camera and we'll get started, inshallah. So this is the card here, inshallah. This is our third edition. We've had the previous editions before, and alhamdulillah, we finally got them like professionally made, and they look great, and they're a great tool to have. Pretty light, about like 100 grams, and you get one of these cards, like I said, contains 17 mindsets, 17 values, and 17 rituals. So you open this card, you'll see them nicely sealed as well. So open it here as well. So you'll find the first sort of deck will explain what's involved, and there's a link here at the bottom that tells you more details about the cards and how to use them. So if you're ever kind of not sure how to use them, you can also check that link. But I'll show you in this video how to use these cards and how I use these cards when I do team training, when I do sometimes I work with families on Barakah culture. Kind of before I get into the cards though, I want to sort of make sure I remind people that when I say Barakah culture, it's what we coin a term in terms of living a God-centered hereafter lifestyle, especially when it comes to productivity. A lot of times we think of productivity, we think about hustle culture and sort of driving ourselves to the ground. But Barakah culture is about being God-centered, purpose, impact-driven, and hereafter focused. And these cards help you with that. So the first thing that I recommend you to do is when you get the cards is divide into 3 piles. So there's 3 piles, like I said, there's values, and I'll put the values here. These are now really nice to use. Then there's mindsets, and the cards are here. And then there's rituals, okay? And I'll explain the difference in a minute, inshallah. So mindsets, let's start with mindsets. Mindsets is sort of how you view the world, how you think about the world. Examples of mindset could be things like taking initiative, intentionality, presence, introspection, abundance mindset, purpose, impact driven, love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's kind of how you think of the world, how you view the world, kind of like a mindset, kind of what you would like to, how you approach the world. Values are things that you truly believe in, things that you want to hold yourselves up to, almost like a standard you want to hold yourselves up to. Things like responsibility, teamwork, cooperation, gentleness, moderation, easiness. That's another. These are amana, right? These are all values. And of course, rituals are more things you do. These are more things, like example, that you do. For example, sending salawat upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, helping people, controlling your tongue, lowering the gaze, waking up early, reciting Quran, and so on and so forth. So what I normally, there are a few ways you can do this. You can play with these cards. So when I do team settings, you can either do this at an individual setting or a team setting, or you can do this at an individual setting or family setting. So example, let's say I'm working with a team. I can do the 2 exercises back to back. The first exercise, I'll say, all right, each person will get a deck of cards. Whenever I do team training, I give each person a deck of cards and I say, all right, each person choose for yourself, go through, let's say 1 deck, let's say mindsets, and choose for yourself at least 5 mindsets that you're trying to work on right now. So, I'll go through these cards and maybe I need to work on gratefulness, maybe I need to work on consistency, maybe I need to work on contentment, maybe I need to work on forbearance, and I need to work on intentionality. Okay, so you go through this set of cards, you can choose any 5, and then as you look at these 5, I'll say, out of these 5, which are the top 3 you want to focus on? So you say, I want to work on gratefulness, and I want to work on contentment, and I want to work on intentionality. Like, okay, great. And then out of these 3, which is the one you want to choose out? At this point, they probably hate me, like, why didn't you just tell us in the beginning? But again, sometimes by deducing, you try to get them to get to the one mindset they want to focus on. And say, I want to focus on contentment. That's the real most important mindset to work on. Once they choose the mindset, I'll ask them, okay, you read this mindset to yourself and ask yourself, how can you practically live up to this mindset? What would you do? For example, maybe they'll start writing down things like, if I'm struggling with something, I'll be more content. I'll try not to complain about things as much. I'll try to really be content with simple things in life, whether, what meals I have in the day or, about people I work with. So you could start to think about ways to actually live up to and practice this mindset. So that's one thing. And you do the same thing with the values. Again, you'll pick few, 5, 6, 7, and then down to 3, down to 1. and then think of practical ways to live up to it. And the same thing with the rituals. You kind of go through the same exercise, the rituals. So at the end of the exercise, they'll have three cards. One is mindset, one is values and rituals that they will actually that they can work on. So they can walk away from that meeting, or they can walk away from that training with one mindset, one value, one ritual that they can actually practice and practically implement it. So that's one way of playing with it. So again, this is a one way of playing with the cards, and I like this way because each one feels like something more personal to them, what they need to work on themselves. But sometimes you might get a situation where you want to develop as a team. What are the team mindsets? What are the team values? What are team rituals that you would like to adopt as a team? So again, I'll ask each team member, or again, this could be done on a family level, each team member to choose sort of three of these mindsets. Again, I'll just make it top three that they would like the team to adopt. So it's not about themselves, it might be a team. They say, hey, we need to be more grateful as a team or as a family. We need to be more consistent as a family or as a team. We need to be more intentional, for example. This is just an example here. So each person will choose that, and then they will actually work in groups to agree, because some people you'll be surprised. Some people actually will have similar ones, some have different ones, and they'll debate among themselves. And you can do this with groups of 5 or 6 at a time, and they'll debate and they'll choose which are top 3. Again, sometimes what I do is I put everyone's choices up on a wall, and then I let them sort of decide and debate which one they want to focus on, which 3 they want to adopt as a team. And again, once they adopt the mindsets, I ask them, as a team, how will you practice gratefulness? As a team, how will you practice mindsets? How will you practice values? How will you practice rituals? So this is a couple of ways you can play with these cards. Again, these are just tools. These are training tools, and they're tools to help us live Barakah culture. So I hope you found this useful. And I would like to, if you'd like to order them, you can find them online at our store at shop.productmus.com. I really hope you found this useful and beneficial. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments or to email us at our store, and we look forward to having you. And again, we also run these workshops for teams and families on Barakah culture. So if you're interested to kind of book a workshop for your team or for your family, also let us know, through our email or through the comments, and we can reach out to you, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh.